Hi, this is Chris Waterman, the Denver Mortgage Guy. Today I'm with my beautiful wife, Paula Waterman with Castle Rock Mediation. And today we're going to talk about using child support and alimony as income to either refinance a house or to qualify to buy a house.
But before we do that, I just want to remind you to like, follow, comment, and share this video. It'll get you great more information down the road and help us boost our audience.
Yeah. So, one of the questions, because we, have a mediation business, husband, let's say, example, husband and wife are getting a divorce and the wife wants to keep the marital property. The kids are young, their friends are in the neighborhood, they want to continue to go to the same school. The wife wants to keep the property, but she's got to qualify for a loan to buy out her ex. She's got to get him off the mortgage, got to get him off the title of the property, and she wants to qualify, but she's been a mom for the last 8-9 years. She doesn't have any income right now. What happened?
Well, you know this, that you have to get qualified based on your income, your debts, and your credit score, right?
Yep, that's right.
So if the wife doesn't have any income except maybe she's going to get child support or alimony, then she can actually use that child support and alimony, qualify to refinance into that home, but it's going to take a while. Right? It's not going to happen right away.
That's right. It's right. You can use child support and alimony, and we've seen both men and women receiving both.
Yeah, right. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. It's not a gender thing at all. But you can use child support and alimony as income as long as it's going to continue for 3 years, and this is going to be specified in the separation agreement.
Right.
That's why it's real important to have a good mediator or attorney write the separation agreement right. So as long as it's going to continue for 3 years, and the biggie, as long as of this date, October of 2022, as long as you're receiving it for at least 6 months. So in order to use alimony and child support as income, you have to receive it for 6 months.
Have had to receive.
Have had to receive it for 6 months, that's right. And it has to continue for 3 years, right? So if somebody's receiving spousal support or alimony, how long does that usually go for?
Well, it goes for half the amount of your marriage, but that can be negotiated. See, this is why it's important to have a good mediator, right? Because say the wife wants to stay in the home, she needs to negotiate in such a way that she's going to receive alimony for the appropriate amount of time, and then child support goes until the date of emancipation, which in Colorado is age 19.
Gotcha.
So let's say the child was 16 or 17, and child support wasn't going to go for 3 years because at age 19, child support stops. You need to think about that in terms of, can you afford to keep the home if child support's not going to be something we can count to get you qualified.
That's right. We can't use that child support for that specific child. Maybe there's 3 children,
right? But
the one who's going to age out at age 19, if they're not going to get child support for at least 3 years, we cannot use that as income.
Right. So see, these are really complicated matters, and that's why it's important to use a mediator. And I'm lucky because I'm married to a loan guy, and he knows all the rules for getting people qualified. We, you could always specify in your separation agreement that, hey, we're going to refinance the loan in 6 months or in a year in order to give the wife time to have that 6 months of alimony history and 6 months of child support history to qualify to refinance the home. Right?
True. But the husband was in this example who's leaving. Now he wants to go buy a house.
Right.
But he's still on the mortgage.
Right.
Right? So, which means he's got to qualify with that other mortgage payment.
Right.
And it becomes a big hassle for him to try to qualify. Now, it can be done as long as we show it's in the separation agreement and we show proof that the wife is making the mortgage payment, if that makes sense. But rules change all the time, whether it be Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, or VA. There's actually a really good transitionary type of loan out there for this specific situation for this wife, for example. She wants to get the house right away. She wants to get the husband off the deed and off the mortgage, but she hasn't received child support and alimony long enough, and she doesn't have a job. How does she do it? What kind of loan program is there for that?
Right. So that's when we go to our alternative loan programs. Right?
Yep, a non-QM, which is non-qualified mortgage. It doesn't follow the rules of the government or Fannie Mae. And we have a program that's perfect. It's not a program you're going to be in forever because the interest rates are going to be a little bit higher than regular conventional loans, but it's a no ratio loan. So we don't have to list employment and we don't have to list income. So no income, no employment, right? So there's no debt to income ratio or anything like that. We don't provide pay stubs. We don't provide tax returns. We don't provide 1099 statements. It's really a good loan. And then once that happens and that loan's in place, and then she starts receiving the alimony and child support or gets a job or whatever, then refinance out of that loan into a conventional loan. We've done those, and we've helped lots of people in that area, and that's really a good alternative because we haven't had those alternatives in a long time. So getting those now is really important.
And that's our specialty, right? We work together as a team to not only help the divorcing couple
Yeah.
write their paperwork correctly and know
Yeah.
what they're negotiating, but then we can also offer products that help people to move on with their life, you know, separate their property from the other spouse and not have to worry about that, you know, mortgage being on their credit report or whatever. And it's just, it's what we specialize in. It's what we do. We do divorce services. We help divorcing couples just get past this part of their life on to the rest of their life.
We really are a niche company with a lot of experience.
Yeah.
I mean, Paula's been helping people with mediation for over 10 years, and I started doing mortgages in Colorado in 1996. So, you know, it's good to talk to somebody who has a few gray hairs and has kind of been through it, you know, through the real estate crash of, you know, '08 and through all this kind of stuff, closing thousands and thousands of loans and helping hundreds of people who've been through divorce. And we've personally been through divorce, right? I went through divorce in 2010, didn't want it, and you went through divorce in 2010.
Yep.
We met and got married, obviously, after that. We got married in 2016, and he said, you know what? We want to help people who went through what we went through because we didn't have anybody like us.
Yeah.
We didn't have anybody, right? And with us, you're going to get honesty, compassion. You're going to get super competitive rates, programs, and we have a lot of good options. And, you know, people trust us. They trust us with their divorce situation.
Yep. Yep. So I hope this is helpful. Give us a call, reach out. We'd love to help you or answer any questions you might have.
All right. Bye-bye.